Before we move further, it would be good for us to revisit some of the important concepts related to the topic we are going to discuss today. And the first concept is microeconomics. As I mentioned in the early chapters of this class, microeconomics is the study of how individual household and firm make decisions and how they interact with one another in the market. It basically refers to a small unit in the economy and how they interact and how each of this unit makes a decision. For example, you as a consumer, you make decision. You make decision on what to buy, you make decision on what to do. So this is a clear example, a simple example for you to understand what microeconomics is all about. In contrast, macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. Its goal is to explain the economic changes that affects many households, firms, and market at once. In a simpler term, macroeconomics is basically a bigger picture of an economy. Microeconomics study about individual unit, but macroeconomics, macroeconomics, studies individual units in an aggregate form, meaning we put all the single unit together to understand economy as a whole. So how do we measure a national income? Why measuring national income is such an important activity? So in macroeconomics in particular, we try to answer questions such as, why is average income high in some countries and low in other countries? For example, is Thailand in general economically doing better than us? Are we doing better than Singapore, or Singapore is doing better than us? What about China? What about Japan? Are they doing better than us economically? And the second question that we want also to answer is, why do prices rise rapidly in some time periods while they are more stable in others? As I also discussed in other classes before this, that events that happens in the economy, whether it is domestic economy or external or world economy, will affect a nation's economy like us. And the third question that we can answer by understanding national income via the viewpoints of macroeconomics is, why do production and employment expand in some years and in contract in other years? So these are three major questions that we can answer by discussing and understanding a national income. So when judging whether the economy is doing well or poorly, it is natural to look at the total income that everyone in the country is earning. So later on, it is also equally important for us to understand how much a person in a country earns in relation to the national income, in relation to income of other countries. So we can also see how well Malaysia and Malaysians in general are doing as compared to their counterparts in other parts of the world.